Good morning everybody, I hope you're all well. Right, today I am back in St Patrick's Roman Catholic Cemetery in Leytonstone for the third and final person I've got to visit here. And before I go any further, I'd like to give a big shout out to Chris. Sadly his mum passed in 2020 and he's been coming to this cemetery every day since then. And he actually gave me this little medallion, and he said I should look it up on the internet to see what it means. So I shall be doing that as soon as I get home. But anyway, today we are here to see another person who was hanged for a crime he did not commit. And that person is Timothy Evans. Now, most of you have probably seen the film 10 Rillington Place. This person is the person that was hanged for killing his daughter in that film. And this is unfortunately, this is a true life version. We're going to go and visit his final resting place soon, but I shall give you a quick bio on Timothy Evans. And while I'm doing that, we should have a look around at some of these magnificent monuments and headstones that are all over this entire cemetery.
Timothy Evans was born in Merthyr Tydfil on the 20th of November 1924. His father, Daniel, abandoned the family in April 1924 before Timothy was born. He had an older sister, Eileen, born in 1921, and a younger half-sister, Maureen, who was born in September 1929. As a child, Evans had difficulty learning to speak and struggled at school. Following an accident when he was 8, Evans developed a tubercular verruca on his right foot that never completely healed and caused him to miss considerable amounts of time from school for treatments, further setting back his education. In 1935, his mother and her second husband moved to London, and Evans worked as a painter and decorator while attending school. He returned to Merthyr Tydfil in 1937 and briefly worked in the coal mines, but had to resign because of continuing problems with his foot. In 1939 he returned to London to live again with his mother, and in 1946 they moved to St Mark's Road, Notting Hill. This was just over 2 minutes walk from 10 Rillington Place, his future residence after he married. On the 20th of September 1947, Evans married Beryl Susanna Thorley, whom he had met in January 1947 on a blind date. The couple initially lived with Timothy's family at St Mark's Road, but after Beryl discovered she was pregnant in 1948, they moved into the top floor flat at 10 Rillington Place in the Ladbroke Grove area of Notting Hill. Their neighbours in the ground floor flat were the serial killer John Christie, then working as a post office clerk, and his wife Ethel Christie. Timothy's and Beryl's daughter Geraldine was born on the 10th of October 1948. With his drinking and wasting money and her poor housekeeping, arguments were often and loud, sometimes leading to violence. In 1949, Beryl revealed to Timothy that she was pregnant with their second child. After a long discussion, they both agreed on an abortion. Several weeks later, on 30th of November 1949, Evans informed police in Merthyr Tydfil that his wife had died in unusual circumstances. His first confession was that he had accidentally killed her by giving her pills from a bottle that a man had given him to abort the fetus. He had then disposed of her body down a manhole outside of 10 Rillington Place. He told police that after arranging for Geraldine to be looked after, he had gone to Wales. When police examined the drain outside the front of the building, however, they found nothing, and furthermore discovered that the manhole cover required the combined strength of 3 officers to remove it. When re-questioned, Evans changed his story and said that Christie had offered to perform an abortion on Beryl. Evans said that he had left Christie out of his first statement to protect him, abortion being illegal in the United Kingdom at this time. He said that he had returned home from work on the 8th of November and been informed by Christie that the abortion had not worked and that Beryl had died. He was told by Christie that he should leave London for a while, so he went back to Wales. Evans said he later returned to 10 Rillington Place to ask about Geraldine, but Christie had refused to let him see her. On 2nd of December, the police found the body of Beryl Evans wrapped in a tablecloth in the washhouse in the back garden. The body of Geraldine was also discovered laying next to Beryl. They had both been strangled. When police asked Evans if he was responsible for their deaths, he apparently responded yes. He then apparently confessed to having strangled Beryl during one of their frequent arguments over debts and strangling Geraldine 2 days later before going to Wales. Evans was put on trial for the murder of his daughter on the 11th of January 1950 before Mr. Justice Lewis and a jury. Christie and his wife Ethel were key witnesses for the prosecution. He denied that he had offered to abort Beryl's unborn child and gave evidence about the fights between Evans and his wife. The trial lasted only 3 days and much key evidence was omitted or never shown to the jury. Evans was found guilty, the jury taking just 40 minutes to come to its decision. Evans was hanged on the 9th of March 1950 at Pentonville Prison. In 1965, Evans was granted a royal pardon, a year after his remains were exhumed from Pentonville Prison and reburied in St. Patrick's Roman Catholic Cemetery, which is where we are today. John Christie was eventually convicted for the murder of Beryl Evans, plus 7 more killings, including Geraldine Evans and his own wife, Ethel, who was strangled while she slept. Christie was hanged at 9 a.m. on the 15th of July 1953, also at Pentonville Prison.
Well, as you can see, there are some absolutely amazing monuments and headstones to people's memory in this cemetery. It is absolutely incredible. But we are coming up to the line where Timothy's final resting place is. It's around here somewhere. Yes, it's down here. Right, so what I should do is I should turn you around and we should go and have a look at it together. Right, it's down here, and I just wish to thank Chris again for showing me where this was, because I don't think I'd have actually found this one. I mean, as you can see, this is what I would have had to search through. Yeah, I wouldn't have fancied my chances. He's been coming here to sit with his mother every day since 2020, September 2020. And obviously in that time, he knows where the famous people are buried in here. So it was very nice of him to show me where it was, and it was also very nice of him to give me that medal, which I'm quite keen to look up and see what that represents. But Timothy's final resting place is just down here, if I remember rightly. Here it is. In memory of Timothy John Evans, died 9th of March 1950, aged 25, RIP. It is a very sad story. Right, well, that was the final resting place of Timothy Evans. Now, most people, as I said earlier, most people would have heard of the murders at 10 Rillington Place. I mean, there's been books about it, there's been films about it. This was a young man who unfortunately was convicted and sentenced to death for the murder of only his daughter. He was never charged with the death of his wife or the murder of his wife. Years after his death, Christie was charged. John Christie. He was convicted, well, he was arrested for the murder of Geraldine, the daughter. No, sorry, I got that totally wrong. He was arrested for the murder of Beryl, and he denied the killing of Geraldine. But he told a hospital porter that he thinks he actually did kill her, and that went against him in court, and he was eventually charged and convicted of that. And as I said at the end of the bio, he was executed at Pentonville prison, funnily enough by the very same hangman that executed Timothy Evans. And Christie is famously supposed to have said that he had an itchy nose when he had the noose around his neck ready to be dropped, and the hangman said to him, "Don't worry, it won't last very long," which I think is quite macabre, but such was the thoughts of people in those days, which is only about 70 years ago. But anyway, that is the final resting place of Timothy Evans, and I am still at St Patrick's Roman Catholic Cemetery, and it's such a beautiful, restful place here. Unfortunately, we're right on the side of a main arterial road by the sound of it, the amount of traffic going by. It's not exactly peaceful here. But anyway, that is it for St Patrick's Roman Catholic Cemetery. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. And if you want to see any more, then maybe you'll consider subscribing. And don't forget, hit that notification bell. That way you will be notified whenever I upload a new video. So that is it from me, Darren. I hope to see you again soon. So bye-bye for now.